Welcome back, everybody, to Rob Races and Rebuilds. The silver car has respawned in the garage. As you'll have seen by the title, it's time to finish this thing. I think I bought this car in September 2022, and I have yet to finish it. It's been kind of a back burner project. I do little bits here, little bits there. It's been in a couple videos, but a lot has happened off camera. So if you've been in here for a while and you know the car, I'll bring you up to speed. If you haven't seen the car or know about the car, you're also going to be brought up to speed. So this car was hit on the front end. It T-boned a motorcycle. Motorcycle hit crossways across the front bumper, wrecked the bumper support, both headlights, this fender slightly, the hood, and the rider, he kind of went yoink and landed on the windshield, busting the windshield. He landed on the wiper arm. As you can see, that's still bent. I have not replaced that, and it probably won't, because it's kind of it's a reminder when you're driving this car, you look at that bent wiper blade and you go, watch out for motorcycles. And what else? Oh, and a little dent here in the trim as the unlucky fellow that was hit fell off. And there's also some scrape marks down the side here, nothing major. Probably be able to polish those up. FYI, I was not the one driving this car when that happened. I bought the car like that. So, I have replaced all of which I just explained. It was a brand new OEM bumper, a used OEM hood, a used OEM fender, used crash support, brand new windshield, and airbags. That was the other thing. It blew the passenger side airbag and the driver's side seatbelt retractor doodad. So I had to replace those, and that basically brings the car to how you see it right now. I just got it back from the body shop. They sprayed the hood, the bumper, and the fender for me. The car still needs to have a mechanical inspection and an alignment before I can register it. So far it's only passed structural inspection. So to get it to that point, there's a few things we got to do here, and basically I want to take it from its, meh state. Let's take this thing back to as OEM spec, as original, and as clean of a car as we possibly can with what we have, with what I've purchased. And then in a future series, because we're keeping this car, allegedly, I have a bunch of cool parts for it, and we're gonna do something with it. But today, let's focus on let's make it great again. It's not great right now. It's mediocre. So, as you may have seen in the background behind me, we got some stuff over there. First and foremost, when you look at this car, what do you see? My eyes are immediately drawn to these headlights. These are unacceptable. They're foggy, which, yes, I could sand them and polish them and make them look good-ish. But I'm not going to do that, because they have a bunch of micro cracking in the polycarbonate. Right there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Right there. Okay. So, you can't sand that out. That goes right through. No matter what, that'll be visible. So I treated myself. I thought, hey, we've been doing Rob Races and Rebuilds officially for a few years now. 2 years? 1 year. 2 years. A little while. And I always just sand and polish and PPF my headlights, and they look pretty good. But I said, Rob, you deserve to treat yourself. So Rob bought these. What we have here is brand new Honda genuine, right there, genuine OEM headlights. We got the pair, and we got the little hockey sticks for the bumper. Now, I had to bend over a fair amount to buy those, not gonna lie. But they are going to really, really elevate the front look of this car. They're gonna look super crisp. So, in fact, they'll probably be the nicest part of the car. But I can't wait to put those on. You will get to see them soon when I put them on. But I opted to go for the kooky 09 to 11 versions, which don't have the massive chunk of amber in here, like the 06 to 08. I personally really like amber, and it depends on the color of the car. And with this car, I felt silver, which is not my favorite color, by the way. I felt the silver would look better with the more clear headlight, like you see over here on my boy Shinryu. So that's what I did. That's what I bought. That's what we're doing. Next thing you might notice, there's no grill. I have the grill. It's off because I sent it for paint, and I thought this is one less thing they got to take off and lose. So there is our OEM SI grill. And we don't have a license plate mount or a lower chin lip on it yet. Those were destroyed in the crash. Well, the license plate thing was destroyed in the crash. The lip was not, but I stole the lip for a different project. So here we have a brand new OEM lip, license plate bracket, and then we got all the new clips and hardware to attach said goodies. Oh, excuse me. So that should tie the front end together. As we come around the side, you'll notice yellow calipers. Yellow. No, not acceptable. Not acceptable at all. All four corners. Yeah, pretty stylish. So we're changing that. I want it to look OEM, so we've got some cast aluminum VHT paint. We'll probably spice those up. And probably throw new rotors on it and pads at the same time, which I don't have yet. We've also got some random maintenance items, new wiper blades, and a cabin air filter, just because I don't know the condition of the one that's in there. Over here, you'll see I have two brand new inner fenders. Also, spared no expense. Those are OEM Honda. Now, why, might you ask, did you buy OEM fender flares? Fender flares? Inner fenders. Well, I'll tell you. The SI inner fenders just stay there for visual purposes. Have this little spoiler doodad on the bottom. Now, one was ripped off in the crash, and I don't know what happened to the other one. Regardless, it's not there. And my OCD doesn't like having base model fender liners on an SI car. So these are proper SI ones. As you can see, maybe, possibly, this one doesn't have them because they're, you know, base model. And the other thing is sometimes when you take things to a body shop, things get overspray. So I left the old headlights in and I left the old fender liners in for that very reason. And it's a good thing I did. Because, where are we? Right here. We got some silver paint on our inner fender. So, good call, Rob. Okay, that deals with that. Next thing that looks hideous are the wheels. I put these wheels up. These are the winter wheels off my 9th gen. They got good tread. I had them on the car for inspection reasons, and I'll probably have to put them back on the car for inspection reasons. But ultimately, the car is probably going to end up with can you see those? Those are Zenki SI wheels, and they are proper spec. They are 06, which if you don't know, you're about to know. From 06 to 08, they are the same style wheel, but every year the shades got a little bit darker, and those are proper 06 wheels to fit the 06 car. So I may run those with some sticky tires, but hiding under here is a set of TL Type S waffles. Depending on how modified I go with this car, haven't made my mind up yet, it might get the waffles. And in the moment, I'm making waffles. But that's for a later video, I think, maybe. So, wheels, it's another thing. And then I have a few interior bitty bobs here. Just to personalize the interior to my liking. Were you in frame there? Probably not. I'm not great at this camera stuff. We got a brand new SI, I hope. I'm not convinced that's an SI boot. Oh, no, it probably is. The 06 cars might not have had the red stitching. Dang it! Not bad. We got a black shift bezel, and we got a black e-brake bezel. So that'll all be going inside. As well as, dang it, I was trying to do this in one take, but I forgot to get the shift knob out. Let me get the shift knob. As well as a hybrid shift knob. Nope. Some trickery going on here. Catfishing you a little bit right now. If I could just might. Inside the hybrid box, we have a spoon Duracon 6-speed shift knob. So we're gonna put that in there as well. All the black will match, and we'll kind of change up the look of the interior. As far as the interior goes, it's in pretty good shape. It needs a real detailing. The seats are dirty. I did manage to find a nice set of SI mats for it that are matching in good shape. They just need cleaned. The one thing I don't like about this interior is the steering wheel. As you can see, it's got human slime, and it's starting to wear its finish off. It's not perfect, but hell, who is? What is? Nothing. So that'll basically take care of the interior, just a proper detail and those little shifting modifications. Which leaves us with one more task before this can go for inspection, and that is sitting in that box right there. And that would be, nope, this. When I went to take this car to get painted, I noticed a coolant leak, and it's the rear upper heater hose line. The clamp just wasn't clamping, wasn't doing its job, and it was just dripping out of there. So in the hurry I was in, I just stuck another hose clamp on it, tightened it down. It doesn't leak anymore, but it's kind of hokey pokey because I got two clamps doing the job of one clamp. Two birds getting stoned on one hose. So basically it's fixed, but I'm OCD and don't like that. So I went and bought a brand new OEM Honda hose and brand new clamps. Oh, I also got some clippies here. Got a bunch of clippies, which are for the plastic liners that go up either side here. They're missing their clippies, so that's what that is. Now, spoiler alert, there's more of this to come. The only reason I'm installing this right now is I have to drain the coolant to install this hose. And I'm not going to drain the coolant for a third time. This will already be the second time. So we're gonna put this Skunk 2 radiator in right now while the coolant's out. While we change this hose, we're putting that in. But this This is a nod of what's to come. Okay, I think that's enough rambling. Let's actually get something done. What should we do first? I think we should deal with the front end. I want to see the headlights in the car, I want to see the grille on the car, and I want to see the rubber on the car. So, let's do it. You look good, Nikki. Only person I know to have your face burned off and it be an improvement. What movie is that from? Spoiler alert. Love the movie. Don't like F1. Okay, as y'all just seen, I took its face off. Got these crusty boo-hoos off, and judging by the hardware, it had these little thingers. She must have been broad at one time in her life, but thank God she's braless now. Hashtag free the nipples. I realized I got so caught up in telling you guys why this car's ugly, I forgot to tell you about the mechanical issues. Some resolved, some not. So, let's start with the resolved ones. When I took this car to get the windshield done, which by the way, I drove it 40 kilometers at highway speeds with no windshield in it. I would not recommend doing that. The guy, when I got to the glass shop's face, was like, "You drove that here? You're fucking crazy, dude." Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, mechanical issues. So that was the first time I'd ever driven it. On the way there, I got it into fourth gear and I just put my pinky toe on the gas pedal. And suddenly, boom, snapped up to red line. Okay, maybe not quite, it was like 6,000. But it was slipping, the clutch was slipping horrendously. So after I had got it back from glass, before I took it to paint, we put a clutch in it. So it's got a exedy stock replacement clutch. I had the flywheel turned and I put a Honda OEM throwout bearing in it. So that was one mechanical issue we dealt with. Well, it was out. I took the whole motor out, by the way, not just the tranny, because the motor was leaking profusely. So we did a valve cover gasket, a VTEC solenoid gasket and screen. We resealed the timing cover, we resealed the oil pan, we did a front main seal. That might have been it. While we were there, did all the valves. By did the valves, I mean adjusted them. And threw a new snake belt on it. And then I think that was it. So mechanically, she's rocking and rolling pretty good right now. The only issue I'm currently having, which I gotta do before I put the headlights back in, is the daytime running lights are not working. Or only 50% of them are working. For my friends from the US of A, in Canada we have to have daytime running lights. You guys might even have to have this now too. I might just be talking out my ass. But at one time you didn't. So what daytime running lights are is your high beam runs at 50% capacity. And no matter what, when the car is on, when the key is on, that is happening. So right now I'm only getting a headlight on the driver's side and not on the passenger side. So I'm gonna switch some bulbs around, see if that's the issue. If not, I might have to see if there's an issue with wiring or fusing or something. But we gotta dig into that because the car just won't pass inspection without the daytime running lights working. So before we can reassemble, Avengers assemble, we need to fix that. Okay. Okay, I did some diagnosing for my high beam. And I had the multimeter out and I was checking a few things. Nothing seemed out of whack. Just wasn't getting power at this high beam light. Had a look at the fuses in the car and it turns out that there is an individual 10 amp fuse for each high beam circuit. And that one was burned out. So, simple fix, switch that out, and now, let me display it for you. Now she shines bright like a diamond. So, I would say in the collision, when that headlight got mashed, pop that fuse, no big deal. So that's fixed. And I love an easy fix. So, I would say we can actually pop the new headlights in now and admire all their beauty. Alright, to install these, we must first unbox them. Holy macaroni. Pretty shiny. Oh, nutsack. They don't have the rubbers. $1,500 and they don't come with rubber? I don't trust you to stay there. Okay, I gotta pop the rubbers out of here. I can't do it one-handed, so see you in a second. We're back with rubbers. Let's try it again, shall we? All right, I'm going to zip some hardware in here. and then I'll show you guys what it looks like, because damn! Kooky lights on silver was absolutely the move. Check this out. Crisp and clean, no caffeine. All right, those will get a better look once we get the bumper and everything installed. But before I can install the bumper, we gotta do that rad, because it's in our face right now. So I'm gonna pull this rad center doohickey out, start draining this. I'm gonna try and save the coolant because it's brand new. It's driven from the body shop to home. And we'll get that rad in. That hose I'll probably do off camera because you ain't gonna be able to see it anyway. And yeah, once the rad's done, then we can actually finish assembling the front end. So let me bust this apart off camera, and then we'll unbox that rad together and get it installed. You heard. Car's over here taking a pee. I think he had too many blueberry slushies. Whilst that's happening, let's unbox this radiator. FG2 Omega. Or is it Alpha? Alpha and the Omega. I'm gonna get this unpackaged and then we'll have a closer look with our eye peepers. What is all this junk? Okay, for the 6 of you that said, you should have bought a coil! I've had a coil rad that leaks before. I've never had a Skunk 2 that leaked. But, we'll see. Something of note. This is the drain petcock. And Skunk 2 was kind enough to include an already dry and cracking O-ring. That was nice of them. We'll see if we can't put the factory one in there. I don't know if that'll work or not, but if we can, I'll probably use the factory one. Come on, go back in it. Okay, fine, done. And then over here we've got the bung for the coolant temperature sensor, so we'll put that in. Otherwise, I mean, yeah, it's a radiator. It's shiny, it's got stuff and things. We put the sticker on, not square, nice. It's got some cool labeling, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, it looks alright. Doesn't look amazing. I'd give it a good 8 out of 10. But it will offer a little more cooling capacity than this guy. And this one's original, and these plastic end tanks, once they start to age out, they crack. So that's why I want to get rid of it if I'm going to be beating on this thing on the track or the street or what have you. I just want to not worry about it. So decided to go with the aluminum radiator. And that's that. I'm going to continue to let this thing drain out. Longest pee ever. And then we'll slap this bad girl in there, and hopefully, like I said, we can reuse the original drain port plug unit, and hopefully our fans and everything should be a direct bolt-on. I'll do that without you guys unless there's something wonky that you need to know about. I'll tell you. Okay? Is that okay? Look at that tree. That's a nice tree. Okay, the shrouds are switched over. A little rad hose. I Teflon taped, well, not taped, sorry, this liquid Teflon brush-on-y stuff. I use that. Put that on the drain plug, which I had to use the skunk 2 on. The original one doesn't work. And moved over the coolant sensor. Like I said, shrouds are over. The shrouds didn't fit amazing. You can see where that screw hole used to be on the stock rad. There's a little bound up on there. Not perfect. It'll do the trick. Let's slap it in the car. Alright, as you guys just seen, I installed the new OEM rubber lip kit. Fit up like a dream, of course, being OEM bumper and OEM lip. And I installed all brand new hardware along the whole thing. And we just reinstalled the grill, with the exception of these 2 screws because they were broken in the accident. But it's on there nice and solid. It's got 2 clips and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws. So I think we're good. We're just gonna flip it over now, do our license plate mount, and then the bumper is ready to go back on the car. I still have to install the inner fenders. I'll probably do that first because I think it's a little easier with the bumper off. And then we're getting somewhere. Okay, I got 2 brand new OEM clips in the bag. Those clip into the grill. And then you're supposed to put 1 screw through the middle, right into your bumper. I'm not gonna do that. It's brand new. I paid $300 to paint it, $600 to buy it, $100 for the lip. Yeah, I'm not putting a hole in it. So we're just gonna do the 2 clippies, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I don't think it'll go anywhere. I also got two brand new bolts that are meant for the bracket, and then the 4 Honda self-tapping screws that actually go in the license plate itself. Obviously I don't have plates for this thing yet because she ain't even registered, but we'll save them for later installation. So let's do it. Something so satisfying about using new OEM hardware. It's just, it just works so nice, you know? All right, ladies and germs, that's a bumper. I'm not gonna film putting the inner fenders in. There's not much really that happens there. They're both brand new. They're gonna go on really easy. I have a bunch of new clips, plus most of the old clips that came off are in decent shape, so I'll reuse the original stuff where I can, because those little buggers are freaking expensive. So there. I will catch up to you guys when it's time to slap the bumper on, and then we're starting to see how she's gonna look. Alright, boys and boyettes, this is where she all comes together. Damn. Okay, I'm gonna clip everything in and fasten it all together. And then I'll give you the reveal. Alrighty guys, she's back together. And it looks fine. So a few minutes ago when I said I'm gonna use some of the old hardware to do the inner fender liners, I lied. I bought new, so, oh jeez. So I used new. I mean, why put the old stuff on? I can save that old stuff for other projects. So fender liners are in, all new hardware. Got the nice lips. And I even installed the little weird special half-sleeved bolt thing. So that's all proper and all new plastic hardware along the bottom. So it's done properly. All right, enough of waiting. Let's show you guys how this thing looks, because it's good. Am I right or what? That came out fantastic. It was a lot of money to bring that front end together, new and fresh and OEM, but you know what? Now that I see it on the car, it was worth it 100%. That thing looks fantastic. But I am gonna call it a night. We got a few more things we gotta take care of in this video, but that's gonna happen tomorrow or the day after, the day after, the day after, the day after that. I don't know. For me, it's an undetermined amount of time. For you, it's a second. So, I'll see you then. What's good, my dudes? It's the next day. I got a little ahead of you guys here. I fixed that coolant hose this morning. And I went ahead and I put the 06 Si Zenki wheels on it. And put her on the ground. And she looks fine. Check it out. That's looking real nice. All right, we got a few little parts left here on the bench we got to swap over, and then that's gonna make the end of this video, so let's get to it. I think I'd shown earlier in this video, or maybe a different video, might have been the Shingo video, that I bought this black bezel from the junkyard. The intent was for it to go in this car, but it was dirty when I got it, and I just thought it had human slime and crud on it, but it actually, someone dumped the glue or something grosser. Maybe I shouldn't have touched it. And it won't come off, so I'm not going to use that. It's not nice enough. But that is the old boot. I just put that in there for spare. It's a stock knob, and it had this weird ass collar that wasn't right. So I'm going to reuse the original bezel. I've put the brand new 06 Si boot on. I didn't mean to buy this boot. I had forgotten the 06 doesn't have red stitching. So I just ordered it for that car, and then, oops, doesn't have red stitching. But it's brand new. Looks a lot better than that. It does have the correct SI bezel. So we'll run it. And this is the black e-brake handle I got from the junkyard. It's in reasonable condition, so we are going to use that. And then, of course, the spoon shift knob to finish it all off. So let's toss that in the car. Okay, I installed the e-brake handle off camera because that is the most frustrating thing on the planet. Not even kidding. There's our boot. Alright, looks nice. I really want this to be black, but I'll have to get one of those and install it at some point, and then it'll look complete, but that's as good as we're getting it for now. Next we're gonna do this cabin air filtre. I don't know what kind of shape this one's in, but yeah, it's dirty. It's made in Thailand. They also had it sitting in the wrong way. Good job, whoever installed that. We'll install this one the correct way, which is airflow down. I don't know if you guys can hear, but Tony's outside the door and he's crying to get in. Alright, that is that. Alright guys, I just want to install the wipers, and sadly our bent wiper may not be able to stay. So with this new style of wiper I purchased, the bend actually holds it up off the glass, so they ain't gonna do much wiping. So let's go to VTech Acres and see if I have a less frigged arm. I did want to leave that wiper arm on there to pay homage to the poor fellow that was hit, but still got a little dent there and a bunch of scrapes here, so let's go see what we got. I have to do some digging. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode. The parts bench is clean, with the exception of the oil. I didn't put that in the car. It has pretty fresh oil in it. Basically it's just been to the body shop and back. But I wanted to do a quick change because I had resealed the motor. So just in case there's any contaminants in there, I wanted to not run it very long. So I'm going to leave this oil in, take it to get it inspected, bring it back, and then I'll change the oil so it's ready for the dyno. Yeah, the next time you guys see this car, it's going to be inspected and insured, and we will begin its next phase. So I will catch you guys then, and if you watched to the end, I appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and catch you next time. Peace out.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.